Good morning, you guys, and greetings from Tennessee. I hope you're all doing well. My name is Rafael Eledge, and I'm with Shiloh Relics.com in Savannah, Tennessee. I am the owner slash janitor of Shiloh Relics in Savannah, Tennessee, and I'm glad to get to be with you guys again today. In the Civil War business, you as a dealer, you pretty much take what you can come across because it's not, you just can't go out and be like, well, I'm going to buy 10 Colt pistols today. And so sometimes it comes in bunches. And here lately, it has been headgear, Civil War headgear. And earlier, actually, got several really cool early pieces. And I've always enjoyed that area of collecting because it is so different. And one of the things, it's one of the first pieces of Civil War headgear that I ever bought was one like this. And you guys have probably seen these if you go to a show. Sometimes you can find them. And they are very pretty, and they cost most of the time about half of what a regular Civil War issued like forage cap, what you associate with the Civil War, one like this. And we'll do one of these here shortly, hopefully. But that's the forage cap. This is the standard Civil War forage cap. A lot different from this flashy thing. So where did we get this flashy thing? Well, it's officially known as a Model 1860 French Light Infantry Shako, S-H-A-K-O. They were patterned after the French military hats. It's got a leather body, a big sturdy leather body with a kind of a cool, kind of classic French look, like a lot of those early hats and helmets that the French wore. But the problem was they were very hot, they were very heavy, and they even put vent holes like this on the side of the hat to try to make it not as hot. Didn't work because it was just a heavy piece of headgear with a lot of leather on it. And that black just baked in the sun. So they didn't use a lot of them. They bought 10,000 of them from a maker in Paris. And let me be sure I get this right. Godillot, or Godillot, G-O-D-I-L-L-O-T-T. And they were in Paris, and they bought 10,000 of them for the Union Army. And they got issued in a few different ways. Several of them went to the 62nd and 83rd Pennsylvania and the 18th Massachusetts Infantry. When they got issued to them, they didn't have the fancy plate on the front. So they show up a couple of different ways, but some people from the Excelsior Brigade out of New York ended up with them with the plates. So they show up both ways. A lot of the plates went into Civil War surplus, as did at least 6,000 of the hats did. 6,000 of that 10,000 we know were put up for auction. And they were bought by a couple of different things. They went to some militia units. They say that some of them went to the Invalid Corps, which they weren't invalids that's when they started with. They were soldiers that had been wounded and still wanted to serve. So they had the Invalid Corps. The hats themselves show up generally in very nice condition because a lot of them did go to surplus places like Bannerman's, Stokes Kirk. And if you notice, the hat plates will show up different ways. The hat plate looks like that. Sometimes you'll see them where they're just plain gilded brass. Sometimes they'll be just plain brass. Sometimes they will have the painting on them to make that hunting horn, which is the infantry signal, symbol. Signal, make it a little more distinct. And they also painted the shield on the eagle's chest like this. So you'll see them a few different ways. Some of the old guys say that the ones that were painted were actually painted at Stokes Kirk and at Bannerman's to make them more attractive so they would sell better. I have nothing to back that up, but years ago I remember being in a show and one of the old guys that do everything told me that. So hearsay, I believe, is what that's called. You'll see them also with different style of pom-poms on the top. Sometimes you'll see them with a big rooster plume, feather topping. Sometimes you'll see them with a pom-pom like this, different colors. You'll see a lot of variation on that. And most of the time you see them without anything. I kind of like them when they've got it because it just gives them a little more character to them. On the inside, you see most all of them will have the green on the underside of the visor. You've got the chin straps that will sometimes be there. Most of the time they're not because that leather breaks and pops off. But they're a cool, beautiful hat. You can generally find them $1,000 or so and under. At the time of this video, this one is for sale on ShilohRelics.com. Be checking it out because I'm going to be adding a few really cool hats in the next little bit. Got more than I've ever had. Very thankful to get them because they're beautiful. I love them. Go on there, check those out. I hope that you guys are doing well. There's something I had a guy the other day, and it's just me in the office. I write the stuff up, I buy it, I picture it, I package it, I ship it, I do everything, and it's just me in the office. And I do everything that I can to be there for folks. And I had a guy that I had an email from him, and I try to get to the emails. I don't get to them as often as I should, and I would love to do more, but there's only one of them. And so I go, and this guy says, I would like to have a non-rusty gun that I could fire that is mint for under $1,000. And I'm like, well, I would too. I'd like to have a lot of those at that. And so I kind of put that email on the back burner because I did want to reply, but I didn't want to just say, but so I didn't. And I checked the timestamps, and about a day later, he sends this thing, says, you ought to do less of them videos and more customer service. And I thought, that guy don't know what I've done today. It had not been a very good day, and I did everything that I could to help everybody that I know. But as I read it, I thought, he's just like a lot of other people. He lets his mouth run when sometimes he ought to think about, well, I wonder what happened in their life, why they weren't able to do all the things that they, I'm sure, wanted to do. And so I say that, and I tell you about that guy where I don't hold him no ill will because it ain't gonna do no good. Didn't reply to him because it was just a waste of time because, one, you don't find a mint gun for under $1,000 on a rifle is a waste of time. I was gonna reply to him, but it was a waste of time. But I say that because this week, when you have something happen and somebody doesn't do things just the way you think it should or the way it ought to be, cut them some slack. Say, he might have had something come up and he just couldn't get back to me that day. So give him a benefit of the doubt. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Somebody might have shot his dog that week. I don't know, but I wouldn't. I try not to be that way. And I hope that you guys aren't because it doesn't do anybody any good. I hope you guys are well. I hope you have a wonderful time. I hope you go on to ShilohRelics.com. There will be a lot of really cool stuff going on there in the next little bit because I'm broke. I bought some wonderful things and I'm going to share them with you guys every bit I get, every chance that I get. I hope you guys are well. Have a great day. Remember, be nice to people. It's just as easy to be nice as it is to be a butthead. And don't be a butthead. Catch you next time. Love y'all.